Okay, what's up guys? This is going to be the very first video on my channel. We're going to be doing beer reviews, and I figured since we're still within date, we'll go ahead and we'll do one of my favorites brand-wise. It's going to be the Stone 420 IPA for this year, 2016. Now, based on the way this is advertised, I think this beer is done once a year, and from what I've been able to research, it has been done once a year, right around 420, and it's limited production, meaning that during this short period of time, you're only able to get this beer. So, first off, let's get a nose on it. So, I don't have an IPA goblet, so we're going to pour into this fluted glass. So, okay, first things first, for Stone, it's crystal clear. I can see right through it, and it's really bubbly, which is kind of odd because usually Stone isn't a highly carbonated beer, and most of the time they're unfiltered, so it's kind of surprising. But let's see how it smells. So I'm getting some pine tree notes, bitter hops the whole time because it's a double IPA, so I wouldn't expect anything less. Our head is fizzling away very quickly, and it's super carbonated. I don't know how well y'all can see that, but we got bubbles streaming up from the bottom like it was a water fountain, you know? It looks almost Budweiser-ish. But it's 9.4 ABV. You can smell the alcohol in it. Let's get a taste. Right off the bat, it's signature double IPA. Very, very, very hoppy, which is good in this case. I love a hoppy beer. I've got a Hoptimum and a couple other IPAs over there on the shelf that we can show you here in a minute. But it's very hoppy. Towards the back, it's crisp. I wouldn't say it's heavy. It's actually kind of light for an IPA, especially since it's, you know, light in color. It's very drinkable, we'll put it that way. Session beer, I wouldn't make it a session beer, honestly. It's too predictable for it to be a sessions beer. There's not a lot of layers for me. It's just hops and it's just hops. I can get a little bit of malt, but it's really hoppy. Now, like I said, it's a double IPA, so I wouldn't expect anything different. But this is not something I would want to sit here and sip on for 3 or 4 hours. It's something I would want to go ahead and get through a 6-pack and put it on the shelf and say I've done it. You know, that's just my personal opinion. Where IPAs go, I don't think this is an entry-level IPA. I think it's too stout. If I was going to do an entry-level IPA, I would say Shiner Wicked Ram or the Samuel Adams Rebel Rouser or the Rebel IPA. Those are going to be two middle-of-the-ballpark IPAs, great to start out with. But this is not something you want to tackle as a beginner because it's really, really hoppy. And honestly, it could kind of burn some people out on IPAs if they don't know what they're getting into. So, we get a little bit of lacing on the glass, but it disappears quickly. Honestly, in my opinion, I think this beer is a bit on the cheap end for Stone. I'm kind of disappointed, honestly. I had it just in the bottle and was kind of impressed, but when you get it in a glass, it doesn't act like a Stone beer. It's not unfiltered like most Stones, like your Levitation Ale or your regular Stone IPA like I have up there. It just seems like Stone has kind of dropped their guard. So let's go ahead and read what it says on the back. It says, "Live for now, the present. You have in your hands a devastatingly fresh double IPA. Freshness is the key component for many beers, especially big, hoppy IPAs, but we have taken it further, a lot further with this one. We brewed this IPA specifically not to last. We have gone through extensive lengths to ensure that you get your hands on this beer within an extraordinarily short window. And we have sent very clear message in the name that this beer itself, that there is no better time than right now to enjoy this IPA." Now, on the 6-pack, it says right here, brewed to enjoy within 37 days. So we're within the 37-day mark because it's May 1st. Well, sure, it's May 1st. But I'm not impressed. I'm really not. I wish it was more craft beer and less Budweiser, if that makes any sense. I think they could have taken their time and put a little more effort into this IPA, made it a little less filtered, a little more stout on the bottom end with some malty notes, give it a little more complex flavor and something to analyze, because there's just not a lot here. It's all hops. And for some people, that's great, like the Hoptimum. It was all hops, all day. But for me, I need something a little more. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this off and call it a day. But that's my review of the Stone 42016 IPA, or should I say double IPA. Expect more reviews to come, and we'll go ahead and pan off to a shot so y'all can see the beer cabinet